This episode of the show is brought to you by my friends at Uber. Pay your bills faster or save for your retirement. Make some extra money driving with Uber. Learn more at uber.com/drive now. That's Uber, UBER.com/drive now. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where dad is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Starting off this hour is going to be Evan in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hi, Evan. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
I have a question regarding Roth 401k versus traditional 401k. Currently, my wife and I are debt-free besides our mortgage, and I've been investing on a pre-tax basis for quite a while, but I do have the option to do the Roth 401k. And I have just opened up a Roth IRA outside of my company, since they do give me a 4% match up to 8%. I wanted to go ahead and expand with the Roth IRA. But my question is, should I do the Roth 401k also with the Roth IRA, or do a pre-tax 401k with the Roth IRA on the side?
How old are you?
I am 27.
Okay. Well, the amount that you would be putting into your 401k would be how much?
Well, I was going to do 8% and then do the other 7% into the Roth IRA.
Okay. And so what is your income?
I make about $70,000 a year.
All right. So $5,600 a year is what you're talking about, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's just put that in for a second, and so that's like $466 a month. I'm just going to put that in the calculator just for the fun of it, okay, to show you. And you're 27, and so I don't know what kind of music you got going on in the background. You got to kill that dude. What is the so we're going to run this out to about, I don't know, let's say 57. That would be 30 years as an example. And so here's the thing. You'd have, if you do this for 30 years till 57 years old, regardless of whether it is a regular 401k or a Roth 401k, not counting your match, you putting in 8% of your income. This is assuming your income never changes, which is ridiculous. Of course your income is going to change. Okay. And it's assuming a 12% rate of return, which you may or may not get. I have been able to average that, but I just ran that in the calculator just to make an example. You would have $1,630,000 in there, just in that one account, not counting your match, not counting your regular Roth, just the Roth 401k or the regular 401k. The only difference will be that if it is a traditional 401k, you will pay taxes on the $1,600,000. If it's a Roth, you will not. And that's in addition to what you've already got in there. I'm talking about from today forward. And so, you know, the answer is yes, you would do a Roth, because the taxes on $1.6 million would be about $400,000. This is a $500,000 question that I'm answering here. Not to mention all the other things you're going to do over the course of your life, because you're obviously a sharp guy. And so, you know, that's why we do that. Now, the portion that they match with will not be Roth. It'll be traditional. If you want to roll it into the Roth once a year, you can do so and pay the taxes on that $2,500 or so. That'll be your 4% match. Your first 4% is matched. And so go ahead and pay the taxes on it now, and it will grow. That portion will grow from now until then and be tax-free. So if you're putting in the exact same amount into a traditional that you would put into a Roth, the Roth is tax-free, the traditional is not. Almost all the money in the account is growth, tax-free growth, not tax-free you're not tax-free contribution, but you pay taxes on the contribution. If you put the same amount, $500 a month in, you would always do Roth. Always. Because it always comes out ahead by the amount of the taxes on the account, which is, by the way, a huge amount of money, especially for someone at your age group. So, yes, Roth. The only time you would not do Roth, it wouldn't make sense, is if you're over 63 and you're going to work till about 67 or 70, somewhere in there. Right in there, it starts to be a break even or maybe even a little bit of a loss to do a Roth. But short of that, where you've got a long time frame, you people that are listening in your 30s and in your 20s, almost all the money in your account when you get to retirement will be growth. It will not be what you have put in. In his example, for example, we said there's $1.6 million in there, so $5,600, and he's 27, and we said 30 years, so 30 times that. He only put in $168,000. 90% of that account is growth in that calculation, and 90% is taxable in a traditional. It's all taxable in a traditional. 90%, and so, but the Roth, the growth is tax free. So, simple as that. That's what you do. All right, Jared is next. Jared's in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Jared. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
We are we are done with baby step one. We have our $1,000, and we're trying to, I guess, cut the fat off our budget a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to cut the cell phones out, and we have Verizon. And I just talked to them, and they said it'd be like early termination fees, like $600, and it's
because you got free phones on your last sign up, right?
What was that?
You got free phones in your last sign up, yeah.
No, they weren't free. No, but there's $600 early termination fee, and then there's like $400 in device fees, and it'd be like $1,000 to.
Mm-hmm. And how much is your monthly cell phone bill?
Too much. It's about $280 a month.
Okay, so four months is your break even on that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and how long would you be terminating the cell phone for?
It would be for a while. I mean, until we.
Well, everything after 4 months is gravy on the biscuit, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're facing.
Well, the thing is, my wife has, is gotten scaled down at work part time. So we're trying to, get on top of staying in front of everything, and it's hard to just say, okay, here's $1,000.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. So you may not be able to do it this month.
Yeah.
Until you figure out what's going on. It may not be able to do it at all. I don't know.
I know,
and
but
there might be ways that you can negotiate down. Have you tried to do that and just take a lesser contract or a different contract? Because $280 sounds kind of high. How many phones have you people got?
We have 4 total.
Okay, maybe you could scale down to 2 or something like that. I don't know. I would keep just kind of poking around the edges of it. I'm not a cell phone contract expert. I really don't know how to get out of them. But, anytime I'm doing something like this, I just poke around till I find enough options. And then usually in the options, there is a good decision to make. Scott in Connecticut wants to know if he should get a second job to pay down his debt. Well, Scott, absolutely. In fact, if I were you, I'd check out Uber. Every time I ride with Uber, their partners tell me how much they love the flexibility and freedom that driving with Uber brings. And they like the money. So if you're like Scott and you want to attack your debt, or you just want some extra money to invest or go on a great vacation, get started with Uber today. Go to uber.com/drive now. uber.com/drive now. Thanks for joining us, America. Dallin is with us in Salt Lake City. Hey, Dallin, how are you?
Doing well. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question regarding refinancing my mortgage. I'm not quite done with my debt snowball. I got $12,000 left, and I want to pay it off as quick as I can this year, hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months. And I'm just concerned about the rates continuing to go up. I'm currently in an FHA loan, and I realize that I would like to be in a 15-year conventional.
What is your interest rate?
3.875.
Okay, it's not horrible or anything like that. I mean, you could probably get a 4% right now on a conventional if you did roll it. What is your loan balance?
$253.
And what is the house worth?
I'm not quite sure. I bought the house for $262.
When?
A year and a half ago, and I've been told that it's probably worth anywhere from $285 to $300.
Well, you should be able to refinance conventional and roll your closing costs in. It shouldn't cost you anything out of pocket, but your closing costs can be rolled in and just put it on a 15-year fixed at about probably 3.875, give or take.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Okay. And you can't do you can't do cash out, which because you don't have enough equity. But I wouldn't recommend that anyway. I'd recommend you plow on through your debt snowball. But yeah, I would lock this in because these rates are creeping up right now, and get in touch with Churchill Mortgage because if you're in a position that you can refinance and you're going to stay in the home and you've got a higher interest rate, man, now is the time to do it for sure. Because I don't know what they're going to do. No one knows what they're going to do. But since the first of the year, really since about December, they've been a little bit at a time, just an eighth of a point here, a sliver of a point there, and they're creeping up. I get a report every day on them from Churchill, and to keep up with the rates. But yeah, it's. I mean, we were getting 3, and now we're getting basically 4. It's basically gone up 1% in the last 90 days or so, and that's a good indicator that we do want to get refinances done. If you're sitting on an adjustable rate or a higher interest rate or a balloon mortgage and you're going to stay in the house, folks, get in touch with Churchill and get that done. James is in Dallas, Texas. Hi, James. How are you?
Great, Dave. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Dave, I got a question on how to approach my mother about her estate and specifically the investments in her estate, which she has with my brother. Which I am not comfortable with for a variety of reasons. And I'm just wanting to know how to, I've tried to broach it with her in the past, and it really hasn't gone very well. And, knowing that it's not my money, it's her money, and she can do what she wants. I'm just trying to kind of figure out how to best approach her about it and how uncomfortable it makes me feel.
Okay. What do you mean with your brother? He's an investment advisor?
Well, he is, and part of it is he just recently started his own company, and he has made some decisions in the last year or so and had some issues, which, as I said, just kind of make me very uncomfortable that she has all her investments with him.
Why?
And,
I mean, like he's doing personal stuff you don't agree with?
Correct.
Yeah, but that shouldn't affect her investments.
Well, I mean, he's had some addiction issues and financial issues as a result of that.
So you think he's stealing from his clients?
I don't think that, but it just, as I say, it just makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I certainly don't want to cross any boundaries, and I'm just trying to kind of look for a little guidance.
How old is your mom?
68.
How long has your dad been gone?
Dad's in the picture.
Oh, he's there.
Yep.
Then why aren't they talking about this?
Well, I don't really know.
Why is it you have to talk to her? Why don't you talk to them?
Yeah, I mean them. It would be more them. So.
Okay, all right. But she's more takes the front seat on these decisions, I'm guessing, since you posed the question that way.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Here's the problem. We're not talking about where her investments are or that they're invested poorly. We're talking about her taking money are taking business away, trust away from her son, who she already is well aware is screwing up.
Right.
And so you're asking her to diss him while he's goofing off.
Right.
And that's a really tough thing to do for a mom.
Right. And I understand that. And as I say, I'm trying to. I'm just very concerned, given some of the decisions.
I think all you can do is just sit down with the two of them and just say, I don't need your money. I'm not worried about it, whether you lose the money for my sake or not. It's just, with someone with brother's behavior here, Mom and Dad, I'm just, I think you ought to be concerned about your investments being over there. And I'm not trying to give him a hard time, and I'm not trying to be mean to him or something, but I'm worried about you guys. And
right.
You guys do whatever you want to do. It's your money, but I'm worried about you. And I'm worried about, with him having these addiction issues, how he's handling your money. And I think you should be concerned. And, well, he'd never do. Yes, he would, honey. That's what addicts do. Addicts steal all the time.
Right.
Even if they're white-collar addicts, they steal all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We work with addicts around here all the time because 100% of addicts have financial problems eventually.
Right.
And so we're well aware. Addict means liar. Addict means manipulator. 100% of the time. They're sweet people, but their addiction takes control of their life, and they will do unbelievable things to people that they love in the process. And so it's not untenable to think that if that's what he's facing, if it's some kind of substance abuse situation. So, anyway, you could talk to him. It sounds like it didn't go well before, so I don't know why we think it's going to go well this time. I don't, they're pretty much saying we're going to do whatever we want to do, regardless of what you say. That's what happened last time, right?
Yeah, I mean, to a degree. I mean, my mother is one of those people that it's a great quality to have, but she sees the good in everybody.
Yeah.
But in that, I think she is, a little naive and more prone to get taken advantage of. So,
yeah, and so she was emotional when you brought this up. That's why your dad has to be sitting there, and you can appeal to him and say, Dad, I talked to a financial coach, and he says people that are addicts are not a good place to be having your money. And, duh.
Right.
I've got my money invested with an addict. Yeah. I mean, really, there's nothing in this sentence that makes sense, except that it's their son, and they don't want to kick him while he's down by pulling their money out, giving him the ultimate insult, So I don't know. You're asking them to have a very difficult conversation. If they were to have it, a very difficult conversation.
Right, and I understand that, and obviously it's a very touchy subject for everyone involved.
Yeah, and I think you just start that and just start the conversation with, hey, I don't know how to even talk to you guys about this, but I got to get it off my chest. I don't need your money ever. B, this is not about me at all, and this is a really awkward conversation. But brother being an addict and misbehaving here, and here, we all know that's going on, and it makes me nervous that he's managing your money, your nest egg, and we don't want him to, make an omelet out of that nest egg. So, I'm just worried about that. What do you all think? And, well, we're just going to leave it there. We believe in him. Well, honey, ask any financial advisor out there. They will tell you don't have your money invested with somebody who's an addict, Mom. Dad, really. It's something for y'all to think about. But I don't give you a lot of hope in this one that they're going to change. You're asking her to, you're trying to talk her into something. Now, if she called me up and said, hey, Dave, what should I do? That's a different entree because she's at least willing to look at this. Right now, they kind of got, their hands over their ears going la, 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 acting like this, whistling through the forest like the bears aren't going to eat them, But if you ask, then sometimes you can get people talking. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm joined today by my daughter Rachel Cruz for the Churchill Mortgage question of the day.
Jessica's afraid to take the leap into home ownership. She has a great job and plenty of money in savings. She wants to know what she should do, rent or buy. Well, Jessica, the fact is buying a home sets you up for building wealth. You're always better off to buy a home if it's a reasonable expense in your budget. Call Churchill Mortgage today, 855-LOAN-200, or go to churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591, Equal Housing Lender, 761 Old Hickory Boulevard, Brentwood, Tennessee, 37027.
In Kansas City, Jeffrey is with us. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. I see on my screen you're debt-free. Congratulations.
Thank you. $48,000.
All right. How long did that take you?
11 months.
Wow. And your range of income during that time?
I just stayed $80,000 the whole time.
Okay, cool. Very cool. What kind of debt was the $48,000?
The bulk of it was student loans. That was about $32,000. Then a personal loan I had for about $10,000, and then credit cards for $6,000.
So you cash flowed every bit of this. Did you have some money in savings when you started to attack this with?
I had mutual funds. I had about $12,000 in mutual funds when I started that were non-retirement, so I sold those off.
Good. And got in attack mode then. And you've been on beans and rice for a year, huh?
Absolutely. Just mostly hamburger helper.
Way to go, man! You did it! How old are you?
I'm 33.
Wow, and you're debt-free. You know how weird you are?
Oh, I'm weird for a lot of reasons, and this is just another one of them.
I love it, man. Congratulations. Very proud of you. So what started this journey 11 months ago?
Actually, it goes back a little farther than that. I actually got your book, The Total Money Makeover, about 5 years ago. I was just trying to figure out ways to clear debt, and I just jumped right to that chapter and worked on clearing debt. But, of course, it didn't stick. It kind of, all my debt slowly started creeping back. And then about a year ago, a chapel on our base offered FPU for free, and I was able to get into that class, and then things just kind of took off from there.
Ah, the class kicked you in the butt. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so you're military.
I am. I'm in the Air Force.
Okay, well, thank you for your service. Very cool, and thank you to that chaplain, because he changed your life, man.
Oh, he did. Absolutely.
That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, the book sitting on the shelf gathering dust doesn't do much good.
No, not at all.
And then you wander into class, there's some other people in there. You got some support that way, some other people with the goal of being weird, right?
Exactly. There's a couple other people in the class who actually ended up being debt-free in just 9 weeks, so that's just inspiring.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. So you had some cheerleaders there. Did you have anybody making fun of you while you were doing this?
Well, not as much as you think. It's actually surprising. A lot of members of my family, cousins and uncles and such, that actually are familiar with you. So we've kind of been talking along and helping each other out all along the path.
Wow, that's awesome. Very cool. Good. Well, it's good to have more cheerleaders than detractors, and you never know what you're going to have from family and friends when you start being weird, because you've been on it, man. I mean, $48,000 minus 12. I mean, you did $36,000 cash flowed out of 80 in 11 months. That really is living pretty tight. You live on base?
Actually, yeah, I did. I got a place that was just real cheap. That was just off base. So
okay.
I did that. Got rid of cable and all that kind of stuff. So it was just pretty much just the basics I needed to survive.
How's it feel now that you don't have any debt?
It still feels weird because I'm, just still doing a budget now on every dollar, and I'm sitting there. It's like, oh, there's still money left over. So it's just strange.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out now. Now we got to do those other baby steps and keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We'll send you a copy of Chris Hogan's book signed by him. That is the next chapter in your story. We want you to be a millionaire now. And you make really good money, and you're single, and man, you ought to be able to kill it. So congratulations, very well done.
Well, thank you again.
All right, Jeffrey in Kansas City went through Financial Peace University with his chaplain in the Air Force. $48,000 paid off in 11 months, making $80,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt-free!
Yes! Man, I love it. I love it. Young Air Force go-getter. That's cool stuff right there, man. That is awesome. I love it. Hey, thank you to you guys in Greenville, Spartanburg. We're within about 10 tickets of being sold out for tomorrow night's event. Chris Hogan and I will be doing Smart Money, the event tomorrow night in Greenville, Spartanburg, March the 22nd. And looking forward to being over there with you guys again. It's been a while since we've been in that market doing an event, and we've got 3,200 tickets sold. You may be able to sneak in if you're listening to me right now and you jump in and go buy a ticket. But I mean, we're basically sold out. And thank you guys. It's pretty incredible. By the way, for those 3,000 plus of you that have tickets, that means you should get there early, because a sellout means that seats are going to be few and far between. And you're going to be having a parking problem and a traffic problem and all that kind of stuff. And so we're not kidding when we say we start on time. We do, because that way we get you out of there and back home to the babysitter on time. So trains run on time around our place. So check it out. We'd love to have you. Greenville, Spartanburg, Smart Money event. Chris Hogan and I tomorrow night there in South Carolina. Then in Baltimore, Maryland on March the 30th will be Chris Hogan and Anthony O'Neill. Philadelphia, April the 4th, our first event in Philly. I'll be doing an event there with Chris Brown. Looking forward to that. Atlanta, April the 18th, and that's going to be a great event. I'll be with Anthony O'Neill there in Atlanta. And Orlando, May the 18th. And that'll be wrapping it up, Chris Hogan and I. That's the Smart Money Tour. The Business Boutique events are everywhere as well. We're going to be in Atlanta and San Antonio in April doing those one-day events. The Smart Conference will be in San Antonio. That's the one-day event on April 22nd, and Phoenix, April 29th. Entree Leadership one-day events. Los Angeles, April 11th. Dallas, May 10. Chicago, Illinois, May 12. Every one of those I just mentioned, I will be attending and speaking, among other Ramsey personalities. Certainly Business Boutique will include Christy Wright, and she's got the new book coming out. If you pre-order the Business Boutique book, by the way, you get $60 worth of items. It comes out in just a few weeks here. April the 17th is the launch date for the Business Boutique book, and you get the audio book, digital audio book, the e-book, and a PDF, a marketing PDF, and video of her teaching as well. If you pre-order the book for $19.99, you can get that at DaveRamsey.com as well. And or you can call customer care for any of this stuff at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. While we're doing a schedule rundown, too, I will be speaking this weekend in Atlanta for Woodstock Church. My friend Johnny Hunt there is nice enough to have us come down, and so I'll be doing both services in Atlanta at Woodstock Church this coming Sunday morning. If you don't have church plans, come out. We'd love to have you. Church is free. Or if your church has a Saturday night service, go to that and then come out Sunday morning for the Woodstock church as well. So check it out. First Baptist Church of Woodstock. Those of you in that area know the church well. It's a huge operation. Wonderful folks. So looking forward to speaking for them on Sunday morning, this coming Sunday morning. And wow, wild and crazy out here, running around all over the place. Daniel is in College Station. Hey, Daniel, how are you?
I am so happy to actually finally get to talk to you, Dave.
You too. What's up?
So me and my wife are on baby step number 3, and it just feels like it's taking forever. Now, I say that, but I've got $140,000 in retirement, 401k, Roth IRA, all that kind of stuff. And my wife is saying that we're ahead of where we need to be with our retirement for our age. And so to help grow the 6-month the 6-month emergency fund, she wants me to stop doing the company match and use that money to go towards the 6-month emergency fund.
Well, she's telling you to do what we teach. We teach you when you're.
I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it.
We teach you in baby steps 1, 2, and 3 to temporarily stop all investing. Okay. And then once you've got your emergency fund in place and you're debt-free other than the house, then restart your investing. And it's a temporary thing. It's not going to be that long. How much money do you have saved in your emergency fund now?
$12,000.
Good. And what's your target?
20.
And when will you be there?
Well, right now we're only putting about $200 a month away. But if we stop this, that'll be an extra $200 a month.
Yeah, sounds like you probably need to tighten your budget up a little bit. I want you to stay gazelle intense until you get through baby step 3. Not having that emergency fund done is pretty scary stuff. Once you get past that, you can lighten up and do some lifestyle things. Emily is in Lubbock, Texas. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Better than I deserve, Dave. How are you?
Just the same. How can I help?
My husband and I max out our IRAs every year, and we put in up to the match for his TSP, but that doesn't bring us to the 15% mark. With that extra, should we just put it in mutual funds, or should we go ahead and put it towards the house? The reason why I ask is I want my house paid off real bad, and I think we can have it paid off in about 2 years if we do that.
Yeah. And how much above the 50, when you max out everything else, how far off of 15% are you? Dollars.
I think we're probably about 10%.
So all of that amounts to only 5%?
It may be more than that.
What is your household income?
About $200,000.
Okay, so $30,000 is our target, and you can do $11,000 in 2 IRAs unless you're over 50. How old are you?
Well, you're 30 years old.
Okay, so you can do $11,000 in the 2 Roth IRAs, and he can put 15% in his TSP. What is his income?
His income is about $75,000, but we only put up to the match, which is about $5,000 a year.
Why? That doesn't. You said you were having trouble getting to your 15%.
Well, I guess we just put up to the match, and then I was just wanting to put the extra towards the house.
Yeah, that's different than what you said. Okay.
I'm sorry?
I said that's different than what you said. So,
okay.
All right, 0.15 is another $11,000. So, okay. So if you max out his, that's $11,250 in his. $11,000 into that other would be $22,000. So you're $8,000 then shy of your 15% going into retirement until the house is paid off. How much do you owe on your home?
About $194.
Okay, and how much extra are you paying on it now, not counting this discussion?
About $4,000 a month.
So $48 a year. And if we added another $8,000 to that, by just maxing out the Roths and maxing out the TSP for real this time, like you originally said, okay, that puts us at 56, and you'll be done in 3 years and some change, about almost between 3 and 4 years. And if you do that, if you stop a bunch of this other stuff, you might be done in 2 years. So all we're discussing here is a year. No, I wouldn't miss out on all that retirement growth for that. I want you to get the house paid off as bad as anybody. I'm Mr. Get Out of Debt Dave, right? So, but. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you're making $200,000. So if you want to throw $22,000 into retirement for now instead of 30, because the other 8's going to have to go just in mutual funds, which is the original way you formed the question. Then I probably would do that. Just throw a little extra at the house, but it's not. I think you need to go back and match his TSP before we have this discussion, though.
Okay.
And then basically to get to the 15%, you'd be at $8,000 left over, which on top of the $4,000 a month you're doing now would be 56. You see how I'm doing that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I would do. But the only reason I'm doing that is your income's so stinking high that A, you'll be able to do any catch up you want to do later, but B, you're already putting a ton of money into retirement by just maxing out the Roth and the 2 Roths and maxing out his TSP. So that's what I would do. And then, of course, when you knock the house out in 3 years, or 3.5 years, or whatever it turns out to be, when you knock all of that out, then you're going to have to go and build wealth other ways because you're maxed out. So you're going to be buying real estate that you pay cash for and buying mutual funds that you invest in, or whatever you do. That's what I do, are those 2 things. Lynn is with us in Canada. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I'm part of a blended family, and I've been married for 1 year. and been together for almost 3 years. My husband wants a paper divorce to get financial aid for his kids.
You've got to be kidding.
Asset.
You've got to be kidding me.
No.
That's absolutely absurd. No, I'm not divorcing my wife so I can get welfare.
Well, the thing is...
You're really going to argue with me about this, aren't you?
Well, I don't want the kids to be disadvantaged because of my assets, but...
They're not disadvantaged because of your assets. They're disadvantaged, but we're not going to give them welfare. Oh, well.
Like, I don't believe in out-of-state education. I believe, like, if it's a grad school, professional, like medical, dental law or something, yeah, maybe I'll fund that. I'll give them a loan, but...
No,
I just want
we're not going to get them. They don't need to be in debt. They don't need to be in debt to their stepmother either. This is also a bad plan. Yeah. So if you feel so inclined to pay for your stepchildren's education after 1 year of marriage, that would be a gift, and it would be unusual. Okay.
So what would that gift should be?
It'd be a gift if you did it.
I know.
I mean, if you give them $1, if you give them $100,000, it would be a gift. What is your asset base?
It's about 3.2.
Okay, and what is his? He's broke. $200,000. And he wants to do a paper divorce so his kids qualify for welfare education.
Well, he makes about 100.
He ought to be ashamed of himself. I mean, he makes like 200. He makes 200 a year.
No,
or
he makes 100.
He's got 200. He makes 100 a year. What do you make?
Yeah, I make about 400, 350 Canadian.
And how many children are involved?
4.
And how old are they?
17, 15, 13, 11.
And
the 2 younger ones are mine.
Okay. And did they think that he married a gravy train? Or are they ungrateful and entitled?
I don't know what they think.
Okay. Oh, so you've not had conversations with them?
I feel I would help them out as much as I would help my own, but I don't believe in out-of-state education.
Right.
I believe in
right. I agree.
Responsibilities.
My children went to in-state school, and all 3 of them are successful.
And so did I.
Yeah.
And, my parents helped out some, but it's not just a full
So here's the deal. If you want to help, it is your money. You have the right to set the terms.
But I feel that because of my asset, they couldn't get their loan if that was what they...
I don't want them to get a loan.
If they want to commit financial suicide...
That's their problem.
Yes, but because of my assets, they can't. They won't qualify.
Oh, darn. So you being married to him is preventing them in Canada from getting a loan?
No, it's actually we just live across the border from each other, so we're just like 2 hours away.
Uh-huh.
And because of Canadian taxes, and because of the businesses I own, he was supposed to move up to Canada, but due to some medical problems of his daughter, he isn't. And so we really haven't even lived together as a married couple.
Yeah. Okay.
But on paper,
do you know how strange this is starting to sound?
It is, and it's been really hard.
Yeah. Be very careful, darling. You've not been married but a year. You've not even combined your households yet, and you're already up with your sweetheart for paying for these kids' education. I'm not.
Like, I'm fine contributing some.
Yeah, some, but very little. I only contribute when they do stuff the way I say do it, because I have their best interest in heart, not because I'm a control freak. But I don't fund people's stupidity. I don't participate in their insanity. And you shouldn't either. That's not an act of love. That is an act of enabling. And you are in a wicked, weird situation. You need to be very careful, because there's a reasonable probability that you have a mess on your hands. I mean, oof, wow, scary, scary, scary. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson is our senior executive producer, and Kelly Daniel is our associate producer and phone screener. I am Dave Ramsey, your host, and we will be back.
Hey guys, it's James Childs, producer of The Dave Ramsey Show, and this hour of the show is over. Thanks for making us the third largest talk radio show in the nation. You're one of 12 million weekly listeners on 575 stations. Find a station near you at DaveRamsey.com.
Hey guys, this is Dave Ramsey reminding you to catch the Dave Ramsey Show live on our YouTube channel weekdays from